Even if you don't, it's a beautiful day. It's going to be lovely out on the harbor. You've got plenty to look forward to. If you have questions at any point, you can come find me. So I am in this indoor area on the upper level of the boat, the level that you entered on. I'm sitting here with my microphone. I should be here for pretty much the entire trip. If you have any questions, you can come find me. If you approach me while I'm speaking into the microphone, you may have to wait a minute, but then I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability. So, here we go. We are leaving behind the island of Manhattan, one of 5 boroughs that make up New York City. There's also Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, and Staten Island. Many people consider Manhattan to be the heart and the center of New York City. But if you ask anyone from Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, or Staten Island, they will have a different opinion. Right now we're on the Hudson River, which is a 315-mile long river. It starts in upstate New York in the beautiful Adirondack Mountains. It runs south to the New York Harbor, which we'll get onto this afternoon. Across the Hudson River is our sister state, New Jersey. Right now you're looking at Weehawken, New Jersey.
Lucky we got the spot around up there. You seen it? Woo,
The boat has straightened out.
You want people don't want to be involved, they want that smoke.
When I say something is to your left or port side, as you can say on a boat, I mean it's left relative to the front of the boat. To your
thought it was the front of the boat?
Starboard side means right relative to the front of the boat. It doesn't matter which direction you're facing today, as long as you can tell which way the boat's moving, you'll know what I mean. So I'm going to use those boat terms a few times today. Port is left, starboard is right. And also, folks, remember, eventually this boat will turn around, so if you're not on the side that's seeing something right now, you will see it later. So coming up on our port or left side in Manhattan, we're going to pass some skyscrapers that are close together. In the middle of these skyscrapers is this funny looking smaller structure. It looks we're getting
Underground,
another
son.
one. The expected completion date for this newest tunnel is 2035.
2035
About a
is
decade
expected
away.
completed. Damn.
And you know, when they say 2035, they really mean like 2042. So we'll see some construction for a while in the Hudson River. So coming into more consistent view on our porch or left side is the Empire State Building. So it's that slender rectangular building to our left with the point on top. When the Empire State Building was complete in 1931, that was the tallest skyscraper in the world. And it held that title until 1972, so about 40 years. It took only 410 days to build the Empire State Building, which is pretty amazing. There's some more technical reasons for this, but the main underlying reason is because it was built during the Great Depression at a time when people desperately needed work. The construction of the Empire State Building generated many jobs. People were so eager to work, and it was finished very quickly. There were less jobs to fill up the offices inside the building once it was complete, but that's another story. In fact, in 1933, when King Kong would climb up the Empire State Building, at that time they were hiring people to enter that building and turn the lights on to make it look more occupied than it really was. It had earned the nickname at that time of the Empty State Building, which is really embarrassing. The Empire State Building is so large and so iconic, it has its own zip code. And on a clear day without a cloud in the sky, you can see 5 states from the observation deck. New York, of course, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. I'm sure many of you saw the news about a month ago, I think. A couple climbed up the spire of the Empire State Building. That's the point on top. You're not supposed to do that. So they climbed up the spire, they got engaged, they flew a banner, and then they got arrested. It was pretty crazy. Next up on our port side in Manhattan, we are going to have a cluster of what looks like white mushrooms at different heights or golf tees at different heights rising up out of the Hudson River. So this is a public park coming up on our left. It's about 5 years old. It's called Little Island. Little Island Park is an artificial island. You'll see it's multi-level. The experience of walking in that park is like walking on a lush hill. There's a lot of really nice plants and trees. At the lowest point of Little Island Park, there's a band show where they have concerts some evenings. So Little Island Park is on 14th Street, which is the widest point of Manhattan. Manhattan Island is about 14 miles long. It's about 2.5 miles wide at its very widest, right around here. And it's home to about 1.7 million people. This makes Manhattan the most densely populated county in the United States. Now you probably noticed it can feel kind of crowded. New York City as a whole has about 8.5 million people living in it, which is a lot of people. And New York City is the most populous city of the USA. So we're known for lots of things in New York City. The Broadway shows. We have world-class restaurants here. There's also our cheaper famous food, like our pizza, our bagels. Now apparently the bagels in New York